Kia ora everybody. At 9:27 p.m. last night, Auckland Civil Defence and Emergency Management declared a state of local emergency in Auckland, allowing the government's National Emergency Management Agency to step in and support the response and coordinate the cross-government effort. The Beehive bunker was stood up last night. Myself and the Minister of Emergency Management were there to help oversee the central government's contribution to the response. We've travelled to Auckland today so that we can survey the damage ourselves and see what extra support is required now and may be required in the coming days. Our priority is to ensure that Aucklanders are safe, that they're housed and that they have access to the essential services that they need. We also want to ensure that Auckland's infrastructure is back up and running as quickly as possible. The Met Service has confirmed that yesterday was Auckland's wettest day on record. And having just surveyed some of the extensive damage, both on the ground and in the air, it's clear that it's going to be a big clean-up job. There are 3 confirmed fatalities, and at least 1 person is missing as a result of the weather. So I want to acknowledge the family and the loved ones of the deceased and offer my condolences. The loss of life underscores just the sheer scale of this weather event and how quickly it turned tragic. I want to provide a number of updates, but first a few bits of guidance for Aucklanders. If you can, stay where you are and avoid unnecessary travel. It's safer to be inside than out at the moment. Please stay out of the water. Further rain is forecast, and we saw water levels rise very quickly yesterday. Check in with family, neighbours and loved ones to make sure that they're okay. Look out for each other. And finally, of course, follow emergency instructions. AucklandEmergencyManagement.org.nz has the information that you need, so you can also follow them on Facebook and Twitter as well. Despite the significant event, power is on in most of Auckland. As of 11 a.m, 23 homes and businesses have had their power restored, and as of 11 o'clock this morning there are around 3,500 who were yet to have their power back on. Supermarkets are open. There are 4 stores across all of Auckland that are closed that we're aware of at the moment. There are plenty of groceries. There is no need for panic buying, so please just shop normally. The Ministry of Social Development has stood up a support line for those who have been affected. 0800 400 100 will be available between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. today. So again, the number is 0800 400 100, and that's for anyone who might need support from MSD with things like food, bedding, clothes and alternative accommodation. Civil defence payments have been activated. The Civil Defence Centre has been, or 3 Civil Defence Centres have been stood up for those who need to evacuate and can't stay with friends and family. These are at St Leonard's Road School, 15 St Leonard's Road in Kelston, the Massey University Albany campus, the main entrance, and Manatukutuku, 32 Riverton Drive in Randwick Park. MSD are deploying staff to these welfare centres who will also be able to provide additional support. Kaingaora received 103 calls to their contact centre overnight, approximately half of those indicating that they may need some temporary accommodation. An assessment of public and community housing is underway today to assess the levels of damage there. Auckland Transport has posted extensive updates on the state of the transport network. As I said, the level of devastation in some areas is considerable. The government's allocating funding to help establish the Mayoral Relief Fund. We've allocated the maximum amount that the Minister can allocate without a full Cabinet decision, and I do want to reassure Aucklanders that that is a start and that we will be providing more support in the coming days. We are anticipating further bad weather. So my message is to Aucklanders at the moment who might be seeing a little bit of blue sky out there is don't take that for granted yet. There could still be more bad weather on the way. I do want to take a moment before I hand over to the Mayor to thank all of those who have been involved in the emergency response. Our first responders, our police, fire and emergency, St John's and others, the lines company workers and those who do road maintenance who have been helping to get the power back on, to get the roads reopened again. I want to involve all those others who have been involved in the emergency response, health workers, supermarket workers, many of whom have been out helping others whilst also facing disruption at home as well. We want to acknowledge them and thank them. And I want to acknowledge the way Aucklanders have come together and supported each other. People who have opened their doors to neighbours and loved ones and provided them with a bed for the night, somewhere safe and dry to stay. This is an unprecedented event in recent memory. In the aftermath, we will have plenty of time to evaluate the response and ensure that all appropriate actions and communications have occurred in a timely way. But for now, our focus is on making sure that we support Aucklanders through this. We remain completely focused on the safety and well-being of Aucklanders and making sure that we are providing the full resources of central and local government to get Auckland back up and running as soon as possible. I'll now hand over to the Mayor to say a few words.
Thank you, Prime Minister. I'm Wayne Brown, the Mayor, and last night was a tough night for all of the city, its citizens and its leadership. I'd really like to thank and really acknowledge just about everything you said, to be honest, but all of those who were out there from early yesterday afternoon right through the night. The civil defence workers, the police, fire and emergency, St John's, and all those other people that were out there and have been out there ever since. I'd also like to share my concerns and worries for the families that were deeply affected, particularly the very sad case of people who've lost their lives. That's something we should all bitterly regret. And it does show the intensity of this, which was the largest rainfall event we've had. It took a lot of concentration, it happened quickly, and the response was way quicker than people acknowledge. There were thousands of people out there well before 9:27 when we did actually announce the declaration, which the lead fire and emergency gentleman has just confirmed was at the right time for what they wanted. It wasn't preventing them being out there. Everybody was out there way before and lasted all night long. As a lot of us have got droopy eyes today from that. And it's nice to see that the sun has come out, but as the Prime Minister said, it's not going to stay out. You can't guarantee that. Today, early this morning, I got all the leaders of the council together so that we can coordinate the large number of staff that we've got out there as well, including building inspectors, people visiting and giving guidance, and to ensure that we get the most effective response from the resources that we've got available. I've visited the Emergency Management Centre, and I'd like to thank the people in there who are working hard and coordinating what is a complex. This happened in the night, and it's very complex for those people to fully understand what's happened. For some people, it was a very focused, dreadful, sudden storm, and for other people, it was a night of rain. And today, I'm delighted to see it's getting better, and we will review everything that took place. We've got to make sure that we had the coordination and the consultation with the public correct, the messages correct, and there is a lot of messages to be learnt about how we build and look after our environment. Some of those houses, when you think about it, actually shouldn't have been where they are. There are some lessons. We will take our time to do that, but make absolutely sure we will review everything we've learnt from the storm, and we are going to learn lessons. I'm looking forward to working with the Minister, both Ministers, and all Ministers actually, and we've agreed we're going to work together because this is the lessons that we will learn here will have a place in other parts of New Zealand as well. And so that's worked out to be excellent as well. So I'd like to thank you for coming up here promptly. It wasn't easy for you to get here actually, and well done. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen.